Hello, Auto 3-4 people. It's going to be weird this year, but it's okay because as you know, or some of you know, kind of you know, I guess not really. Anyway, the idea is you meet 2 periods. And so traditionally, it's always been part of the period you were in a classroom, part of the period you're in a shop. Last year, I did kind of a poor job of that. So, first half of the year, hopefully, it's just the first half of the year, we'll be learning a lot in the classroom here. And then hopefully later in the year, you get to come in and do mostly shop work at the second half of the year. So, it's quite a bit of theory stuff. Part time will be me talking. Sometimes you'll be getting some other stuff from other people. I just got a GoPro to wear in my head the other day, so I'll be doing that on some of the repairs, and then sharing some things along with you. My buddy brought his Duramax in, or not his Duramax, his Cummins in the other day. It's got a problem with the fuel pump, so I did a picoscope capture on the oscilloscope, and you can see inside the inside of the pump is bad, the motor's bad, so I ordered a new one. Should be in today, I think, and after I change it. Probably today or tomorrow, then I will include a scope capture what the new one looks like and see that it works. So it's been blowing fuses. So as you know, fuses don't die; they're murdered. So you have to figure out who done it and why. I don't know. Some other things we're going to be talking about this year in class is and some things never change. Just got interrupted by another project that just came in. There's a Dodge Sprinter van came in. They've got a 5-cylinder diesel, and they're pretty notorious for these copper O-rings underneath the injectors leaking, and so it shoots the compression and carbon back up, and it just puddles up, and it just turns into this gross mess. So I'll bring you along on that one too. I need to take it apart and look at it and give the lady a quote on how to fix that, how much it's going to cost for her. Also, a guy brought in a boat. For those of you in Auto 3 last year, you remember we worked on the CRYC Suburbans, and we worked on Jim Martin's Explorer and his Expedition and his Subaru and what was Dodge Stratus. Anyway, he brought a boat in the other day, so I need to do some rewiring on that and then get it running again. So that's going to be fun. It's got a little Ford 302 in it. And yeah, so what we're going to be doing a lot this year is cleaning the parking lot out. So right now, I brought in the white Jetta, the Lexus that we got donated to Linda last year, and the little Green Ranger, and the gray Dodge. And those are the first 4 I'm going to get ready to go and then start selling these things. So we're going to make some money doing that this year. That's how we're going to make some money. But we're going to start talking about in the class, in part of what we're going to talk about in the class is, hey, if I bought a car for this much money, how much could I put into it and still make a profit on the deal? Okay, we're going to talk some about that. Talk a little bit about using spreadsheets, keeping records, that sort of thing as well. Just because I think that's kind of a big deal. And the same principle could be used if you're going to flip a house or anything else for that matter. Think about that, what your investments are and what's their profit going to be, and is it worth it? And there will be times when you just barely break even, like I've done that before in a car, but it's still a lot of fun doing it because it wasn't just the monetary. I got to drive a cool rig for a while. I ended up getting rid of it, but it was cool to drive while I had it. So even though I basically just broke even on the deal, maybe made a couple $100 on it or whatever, I still got to use it for a year or two and had some fun. And so I don't call that a loss at all. So it just kind of depends on that, of course. But I mean, if you were losing thousands of dollars every time you did a deal, that maybe you shouldn't do that. But if you're losing maybe a couple $100, but you get to drive something, maybe when it's all said and done, maybe it costs you a couple $100, but you get to drive it for a year or two. So what, dude? You drop more money than that screwing around doing other things. So what's the big deal? So yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Yeah, I got rid of 8 of our junk cars of the day. Traded with a junk man for a decent car, and we're going to try and fix that one a little bit and sell it instead because we can probably make a couple thousand off of it. The other ones, it would have taken zillions of dollars to fix them in order to sell them, and I'm not going to try. Well, a couple of them you couldn't sell because the airbags and this and that, other problems, so we couldn't have sold them if we wanted to. So this is going to be a better deal. Anyway, I will see you in class, I guess. Adios.